in about 30 minutes, they have completed it for you. Would that be a win for you?
Yeah.
We have done it. It is called the Plug and Play Mixer. This young man right here has been a part of that. He and I both are extremely passionate about it. So, Stephen, go get him, buddy.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach. Before I jump in, I want to say that's one of the finest men that I know on this entire planet. And we are blessed at AdvoCare to have leaders like Mike Wade. Okay. So we knew corporately that this year in 2015, AdvoCare was going to see some massive growth across this country. And you guys delivered on that. And so we had a vision at the beginning of this year that we wanted to be able to support, equip, and help any distributor across this country who has a desire to be successful building this business. And so we thought there's no better way than being able to help them be able to plug into the success system right away than to come out with the Plug and Play Mixer. And so we talked about it in April at the Leadership School, and we just kind of launched it. But today I want to dive in, and I want to help teach and train us how we can use it effectively. And to use it effectively, we have to first start with, okay, why does the Plug and Play Mixer work, and why have we created it? And it all begins with the simplicity of using it. As you'll see here, simplicity in this business is incredibly important. Because as soon as AdvoCare becomes complex or challenging, not challenging from a work ethic standpoint, but challenging because we're doing something that is so far out of most people's skill sets or skill range that they feel they can't do this opportunity loses its power. See, simplicity is incredibly important. And that's the most important thing about the Plug and Play. You could be a brand new distributor today, walk out of this stadium and tonight be able to host a successful mixer and be able to show others what you have your hands on, who we are, what we do, the science behind the products, and incredible stories as Mike was talking about. And one of the things that I see all the time, I hear about all the time whenever I'm working out in the field with you guys, is especially for the newer distributor, you want to share AdvoCare. You would not be here today if you did not want to share AdvoCare with others. But so often, we're worried about, but I don't know if I know enough. What if I say the wrong thing? How do I know if I'm covering the right points? Right? And so this can be a solution. This can be a way that you can ensure that you're covering the right points. And you can let the Plug and Play come alongside you and help you, support you, and be your third-party credibility and do a lot of the work with you and for you along the way so that you don't have to worry about what to say and what not to say because the Plug and Play can support you in that. And because it's so simple, and because a brand new person can do it, or because a veteran can do it, it's also duplicable. And duplication is the key to growth in this business. See, we have to simplify the message of AdvoCare if we're gonna multiply the impact that it has. And you can take that into your own personal business. We have to simplify your business so that we can multiply your business. See, in AdvoCare, we never want to do anything that someone else can't do. If someone else cannot do what we're doing, then we're no longer duplicable. And so I heard Levi Thomas talk about it yesterday at Leadership School. We can be Mr. Awesome in AdvoCare, and we can be the best person in this room at doing and hosting mixers. But if we cannot teach and train and show others how to do this, we'll never be able to magnify our reward in AdvoCare because people can't follow us. And this is a people see, people do business. So you want to make sure when you're hosting mixers that it's simple and duplicable. The best thing that can happen is for a brand new person to walk out of your mixer and go, I can do AdvoCare. That's an incredible opportunity. It's a simple process. I can do this. So we don't want someone to walk out of our home going, man, AdvoCare is powerful. That's an incredible opportunity. And I see why you're so effective at this. I see how you're able to earn income in AdvoCare, but I can't do what you're doing. I'm not comfortable getting up in front of people. I don't know if I could give a presentation, right? See, we want to be duplicable, and so we have to make it simple then. And that's exactly what the Plug and Play has done. And I want to take you through how user-friendly this is. And so we're going to walk through a live demo of how to do the plug and play. And I'm going to give you 4 main points to remember when you're putting your plug and play together so that you'll magnify your effect and you'll make sure that when you're using it, it's going to reach the audience that you have in front of you. And so, very simple to use. You're just going to go to your microsite. You can use this on a computer. You can do this on an iPad. You can even use this on your iPhone. Now, if you go through the computer and you're going to host it at your home with a TV, make sure you have an HDMI port so you can connect the two together. So you're just going to log in, and they're going to put up the microsite. You're going to log into your home page within your microsite. At the top of the page, there's a tab that says Learn. You select that. Underneath the Learn tab, you'll see a tab that says Plug and Play Mixer. We'll select it. Our Plug and Play Mixer homepage is going to pop up. As you'll see, you have Tanya Carr, who's going to host our mixer for us, Platinum Leader in AdvoCare. You have 4 different segments that you get to customize and select. Now, the first key point that you have to remember when using the Plug and Play is you have to remember to make sure that you navigate through this at least 2, 3, or 4 times before you ever do it in live action. You never want the first time to be using the Plug and Play Mixer 30 minutes before that presentation or 30 minutes before that meeting. Make sure that you've done it a couple of times and you've done a few kind of dry runs. So, what we're going to do is we're going to customize our mixer based upon our audience, right? Because different stories are going to touch and reach different people. And so if you know your audience and if you know these stories, you can match the two together. So the second thing that you have to remember to do is go through and listen to and get very familiar and comfortable with each and every story that's on the Plug and Play. The product stories, the business stories, the endorser segments, and the what's next segment at the end. So you can match and pair them based upon your audience. And so I'm going to kind of take you through kind of a mock mixer that I'd be hosting. So I will start off and I'm going to select a business store, a product story, and it's quite simple, right? So I'm going to look for someone that's maybe a couple. I have a background in athletics. I was a college athlete. So I'm going to select the Weavers from Tennessee. Why am I going to select them? Great couple. They have 4 kids. He was a former collegiate athlete, right? They got phenomenal results with these products. So I'm going to select them because they're going to really resonate with a lot of the people that I know. So I'll select them and I will click on their name and drag them up into the product story segment. Next, well, I live in Dallas, Texas. Obviously home of the Cowboys, right? So I'm going to go down and select Jason Witten as my endorser because most of my friends and those people that I know, they know who Jason Witten is, and he can provide incredible third-party credibility for me. So I'll select Jason and drag him up into the endorser segment. And then lastly, you got to hear them earlier today share their story on stage and teach us how to share our story, right? And Rob and Liz Simmons are some incredible people. And they were looking for time freedom, they were looking for financial freedom, and AdvoCare delivered that for them. So I'm going to select Rob and Liz and drag them in to the business story section. And then lastly, let's just happen to say that I had predominantly more female show-ups than males. Maybe I didn't do a very good job promoting and my spouse did, so all her friends are there. Well, I can select Karen Edwards, Double Diamond Leader, to close this mixer down to show them what's next and how to get started right away in AdvoCare. So I can click on her, drag her up into that segment, and then you'll see a click, play, and go. Now, the best thing about the plug and play is you can also customize this based upon your confidence level and maybe based upon your experience and the setting of the room. So maybe you're in a situation where you have incredible live stories in your room. You have people who've got great results from these products. Well, you don't have to select a product story. Or maybe you're in a room where you have incredible income stories, and so maybe you don't select the product or the income stories, and Tanya hosts it, and when it comes to product stories, you use live stories in the room, and then you continue on and talk and go through the endorser segment, and then when it comes to the business stories, again, you can pause it, and you can share some powerful stories live in your room. So you can customize it based upon your room and your confidence level, or you can just let it play all the way through. Now, 2 key points to remember when you're using this. The last 2 key points, the third point here. Make sure that you still make it personal on the front end and at the close. So you want to welcome everyone and greet them and maybe share your story and share why you're excited about this opportunity and what AdvoCare is doing for your family and how excited you are for them to get to see what it can be for their family. And then the same thing at the end. Let them know you're going to be there to support them and to help them. And then the last thing we want to do, the 4th point when hosting a plug-and-play mixer, you want to be engaged when the plug-and-play mixer is going. You don't want to be in the back of the room texting or sitting on the couch texting or not paying attention. You're going to set the energy level for the entire room. Every person is going to be engaged and excited to the point that you are. So make sure that you're excited on the edge of your seat like it's the first time you've ever seen it. Right? Okay, so that's how you would use the plug and play. Now I want to tell you some different opportunities that you can use it in because it's very versatile. So it's not just for mixers, even though that's probably the predominant use for it, as you can see on this next slide. You can also use this in a one-on-one setting as well. Maybe you're in a distant location from your leader and you want to get face-to-face with your friend and show them AdvoCare so you can meet for lunch. And then here's the best part. The plug and play is extremely time effective. You know, time is another excuse that we will get in AdvoCare about why someone doesn't want to do this. But we've now given them a time effective tool so they can share AdvoCare in a 20 to 27 minute time span. That mixer that I just put together, I timed it, it was 22 minutes long. In 22 minutes, I could show someone everything they need to see about this opportunity. So you see here, you can use it in a one-on-one setting. So sitting with a friend, you can show them AdvoCare. The plug and play is your third-party credibility. And then what you can do is, if they're interested, get them on the phone with your leader ASAP after that plug and play so they can help them get started. Okay, in a mixer setting, obviously, we just went through. That's probably the most traditional and probably the most widely used way we're going to use this tool. But I also wanted to add this in. When you're hosting this mixer, it's also a great idea to get with your leader and have them maybe be able to conference call in after the mixer to help you close it down and to follow up and to get people started and answer questions. This is especially a great way to do it if you're in a distant market from your leader or whoever you're working with to build this business. And I think this tool is so great to support your team members that are not within driving distance of you or in out-of-town markets. I mean, if I did a poll of hands, how many of us know people and have people on our team that don't live in the same city we do? Most hands would probably go up. And so we can compress time in AdvoCare and we can help our new distributors get involved in the success system immediately by letting them host their own plug-and-play mixer. So we can support them in their first few days and create action immediately. And the quicker we get them into action, the more likely they're going to have success, the more likely they're going to stick and stay and be a part of our team for a long time. So that's a really great way to use it as well. And then the last way is this. The vast majority of people in AdvoCare just love and enjoy our products. And I believe that our product users tell people about AdvoCare. They might not tell people about AdvoCare like we tell people about AdvoCare, but when we coach them and they get phenomenal results on these products, people are asking. You can show your product users when they get started on products on their very own microsite how if a friend or family member ever asked them what is AdvoCare, how they could share it with them. Okay guys, I just zeroed in for you on one aspect of a mixer. But as we all know, to really maximize our mixer, it goes beyond just the plug and play. And so I have some great friends I'm going to bring out to share with you how to maximize your mixer from the start all the way to the end. So please help me welcome our sales vice president, Deborah Fisser, and our diamond leader from Colorado, Abby McMaster.